Hey, welcome back everyone to another lesson on programming for beginners. This time we're gonna take a look at all the different things that processing has to offer us. We're gonna do a lot of new fun stuff, so I hope you're excited and let's just get started. Alright, let's open up processing, and remember you can download all the files in the description box below. I'm gonna change my theme for processing to a black theme. It's a lot better for your eyes. If you want to change your theme as well, I'll put a link in the description box below. Alright, here we are, our new processing. Nice and dark, it doesn't hurt my eyes as much. If you want to keep using the white version, it's up to you, but I prefer this. So what are we gonna do this time? We're gonna expand on the variables, which are these little boxes. I hope you remember. This line here, int size is 10. That was the box we made of the type int. The name is size and inside is 10. So what if we don't want to put in 10? What if we want to put in a word like hello? That's not a number, obviously, so that's not an int, that has to be something else. So let's actually see what happens if we try to put this word hello into an int box. So int, let's call it test is hello. Well, first of all, there is this red squiggly line under hello, and down here it says the variable hello does not exist. So processing is thinking this is a variable, but it's actually a piece of text. And to show processing that it's a piece of text, you have to put quotation marks around it. And now processing knows it's a piece of text. But then there's a new error down here. All these errors, they just keep appearing. You better get used to it because this is gonna happen a lot, but don't worry, I'm gonna get you through all of this. So it says type mismatch java.language.string does not match with int. So basically what it's saying is this piece of text is not an int. And you can see here it says java.lang.string, and a string is actually a word for a piece of text in programming. So we changed this to string, and now processing knows, oh, it's a piece of text. It's not a number, it's a piece of text. And we just made our new little box. So this is our new box. It's a string. The name is test. And inside there is hello. Cool. Now, what can we do with a piece of text? Well, the most obvious thing is to draw a piece of text on the screen. So you might remember this circle commands that we use to draw all these circles on the screen. So before we continue, I should probably give a good explanation of what a function actually is. So this function, this word circle, has these brackets at the start and at the end, and that means it's a function. And inside this function you put something. You put something inside the function and it does something for you. In this case, you put in an x coordinate and y coordinate, the size, and what it does is it draws a circle. So imagine the function is a little machine. This is a very ugly drawing of a machine, but yeah, use your biggest imagination. This is like a conveyor belt. So this function, this machine, is called circle. And we're gonna put something inside here, and then something is gonna come out here. We know what comes out. What comes out is the drawing of a circle. That's what we get here, a nice circle. And then what we put inside is mouse X, mouse Y, and the size it takes that information, puts it into the machine here, it does some magical things, and then the circle comes out. And that's what a function does. It does something where a variable like test and size holds a value. A function does something. Where did I get this function from, this command? Well, there's actually a place where you can see all the functions in processing. So let's open up your favorite browser, go to processing.org again, and here on the left hand side is the word reference. Let's click that, and this is basically our magical spellbook. This page contains all the different commands, all the different functions, all the different variables that we can use inside of processing. So we can make our own variables, of course, and our own functions, but these are all built into processing. So to name a variable, for example, we can go down here to input and it says mouse X. And if you remember, we use mouse X here in our circle function. So the description is the system variable mouse X always contains the horizontal coordinate of the mouse. So what that means is this variable mouse X, which is built into processing, holds the value for the horizontal mouse position. So that's why if we use mouse X and mouse Y, it shows the circles at the position of the mouse. Alright, we were here to do something with text. Let's look around, and there's a bit of text things here. Create font, load font, text. Let's check out this one, text. And the description says, draws text to the screen. Well, that's exactly what we want. And you can see here at the top there are some examples. Let's just copy all of this and put it into processing. That's the best way to find out what happens. Okay, let's paste it here. Let's make sure it all looks nice and neat. Alright, that's a lot of different things. Let's just make 2 lines. Let's just make things too complicated. 2 lines. So there's 2 functions here. Let's just press run. Let's see what happens. And it's showing the word, which is kind of confusing, but yeah, you can see here it is displaying the word. But we want to show our new fancy variable which has hello in it. So let's just replace this word with a variable test. And there we are, it's showing hello. Cool, but what are these other 2 numbers? 10 and 30. Let's go back to the reference and take a look there. You can see syntax, and syntax means the way you write the function and the things that you can put inside there. And it's displaying all the things down below here what you can put inside. So C is obviously our bit of text, and then there's X and Y. The X coordinate of the text and the Y coordinate of the text. So that must mean that this number 10 determines where to show the word on the screen on the x-axis, and this is on the y-axis. This is our screen, and this is 0.0. You might think it's here in the center, but no, it's here at the top left. And if you go to the right, the number increases. This is 640. That's what we made here. We made the display to 640 here, and then the height is 480. So this is Y. So 10, 30, we'll go 10 pixels to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, and then 30 pixels down, maybe somewhere here, 30, 10. So the text is gonna display where these 2 lines hit, which is here. So let's run and it's not exactly right, but if we exaggerate these values a tiny bit, you can see that that's about right. So yeah, you can see this is where the text is being drawn. So if we go back to our circle function, you can see mouse X and mouse Y. And we know that this holds the value of the mouse. So if we change this to mouse X, mouse Y, you might know what will happen already, and the text is following the mouse. Great, but this looks very confusing and I might get a seizure. So why is that happening? Why is all that text being shown there? Let's go to the reference. Let's see if that offers us any hints. So let's look at this background, because that's what we want. Let's just copy this background 51. Let's just put that in here at the top. Let's see what happens. And there we go. There's only one piece of text. And why is that? It's because the background function sets the color of the background. So every time we draw something, first the background is being drawn and then a new circle. And then the next time this function is being executed, the background gets filled again and then the circle gets filled. So just to show it a bit more obviously, let's say our background is blue. First the background is being drawn blue because that's the first line here, and then it's gonna draw a circle. Let's make our circle white again, so it's gonna draw a circle, then it's gonna draw some text, blah 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 blah, and then this function is over. But the function draw gets executed many times, multiple times a second. So a few milliseconds later, this is gonna draw the background again. It's gonna draw over this circle, it's gonna disappear, and then it's gonna draw a new circle, maybe at a new position. Maybe you moved your mouse from here to here and now the circle is here. And what would have happened if we didn't use this background? It would just draw a circle, do all these lines, then it's gonna draw another circle, it's gonna draw another circle, another circle, another circle, and you're gonna end up with 1,000 circles. But because we use this background function, now every time this is gonna be painted over, 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 and we're just left with one circle, as you can see here. So thanks to the reference, we were able to find this out. And as you can see, there's a lot of information in the reference. You can make a lot of cool stuff. You can see our circle line here, but there's also a square. Let's just look at that. So it says square, draws a square to the screen. Okay, let's change this to square. Let's see what happens. And you can see now there's a tiny square. It's a tiny bit too small to see, so let's make it bigger. Change our size to 100. And yeah, you can see there's a square now. And all these different words, they all do different things. And you can all see what they do if you click on it. And yeah, there's an endless amount of possibilities with all these different things. The best way to learn about programming is just to tinker around, just mess around. There might be some errors, you might be really scared, but don't worry, we're gonna cover all of that. Just have fun and make something cool. That's what programming is all about. I hope you had fun. Do check out the reference, play around, and I'll see you guys again in the next lesson.